Hi, Kat Chancellor here. I have a special spooky project I've been working on this Halloween. I wanted to share it with you. These are dioramas that I've been putting together using haunted houses that I built using some Tim Holtz products. They're little haunted houses that you can put together. They're very, very detailed. They take quite a bit of time, but if you are into detail and like to construct things, then this is really something to look into. I've made several of them. Each one is a little bit different. They have, you can see one has chimneys, the other one doesn't. It's from the Tim Holtz Village Collection. It's a whole series of little dies that you can create all these different buildings. I'm looking forward to building some little Christmas village, but here's the haunted mansion that I wanted to build using the different types of elements. Again, there's lots of videos out there from makers who have created some pretty elaborate projects, but I just kind of wanted to share what I did with these. Now, a lot of the products that I did use to make these were Stampin' Up! Products. Like here is the craft paper from Stampin' Up! That I used to create my siding that was embossed with the texture. The inside is Whisper White thick cardstock that I put together. I also used vellum and window sheets, basic black cardstock for the window frames, and I did use many of the inks that to kind of create some color. These are the special. These are mini embossing folders that create the stone, brick, and wood. Here's the stone texture. I just kind of used early espresso from my roof to kind of go with this brown stone that I created. I have window sheets in there, and you can kind of see I actually have drawn some figures inside. So when I light up the inside of the haunted house, you can see a black cat in the window and cobwebs. I really had a lot of fun with this. That green sparkle was actually from the Stampin' Up! Sparkle embossing paste that we sell. I just kind of mixed it with some of Tim Holtz grit paste. I also created the texture using the StazOn brown and the StazOn black ink after I embossed them on the Stampin' Up! Craft paper. All the window frames were cut out individually using basic black. These were basic black. All of these were cut out individually, and they were kind of I used some spray to kind of give it a little bit more dimension, and there are lots of like distress sprays that are out there on the market, so you can kind of play around and have fun with it. Here are the basic black cardstock I used, and then I kind of sprayed some texture spray. There's the distress stain spray to kind of give it a little bit of texture, and the way you make these is you individually make every single the roofing tiles, but it comes out really beautiful. Again, you really have to enjoy creating something very detailed. The edges were, I used a sponge dauber and kind of sponged the edges with some of the StazOn ink, and then I used some Tim Holtz grit paste that I mixed with some Memento black ink to kind of create the kind of fill in any gaps that are in between. These are what the pieces look like. There are tons of videos out there on how you can organize all the pieces. There's probably 100 pieces that come with this set, but you organize them by window frames, windows, roofs, doors, and siding. And it makes it, you know, rather easy to put together. One I put the chimney on, the other one I didn't. So now let's look at the dioramas. These dioramas were built out of cardboard. They're laying down on the desk, so that's why I have something in back trying to lift them up. I didn't want to adhere the houses directly to my diorama because I'm kind of playing around with the different elements, and I haven't come up with one that I really like. But for the base of this diorama, again, I used as much Stampin' Up! Products as I could. That's actually a treat box base, and I'm making several other bases like that. And as I said, I'm kind of experimenting. The background for the Haunted Forest was a retired stencil from Stampin' Up!, and you can see it back there that I used on the cardboard. And there's the bottom of the treat box. This was my first one, so I'm still kind of refining how I want to put it together. This is the treat box. I took off the window sheet and put it together, and then I went ahead and painted it and texturized it. I put some foam inside of it so I could give it a little bit more of a strong base so it wouldn't get tipped over. You can see all the little elements inside. I did have to, I tried to make my own cemetery stones, but I finally had to break down and look up some other products. Here's the base that I'm working on right now. This is another treat box. I painted it with black acrylic paint. There you can see there's the window sheet piece, and then I just covered it with a piece of craft cardstock. So I'm going to texturize that. The outside again is cardboard. I'm just kind of experimenting. I grabbed a twig from my yard to kind of create that tree. You can get really elaborate with these dioramas. That's why I didn't want to put my little haunted mansion. I didn't want to adhere it because I'm still kind of playing around until I really hit what I'm really happy with. This was my first try. These are some of the dies that that Tim Holtz features. They're from Sizzix. They're miniature dies, so they fit perfectly with the size of the diorama. And there's several. The first one I got here, I believe, is called. Let's see, that's called Frightful Things. I used the ghost because there's several sizes of ghosts that I wanted to use in my diorama. I also used the cobweb. I really like the cobweb look there. And then the other one that I found that I really liked is called the Halloween 2021. Now this one had the gravestones, and it also had some other little ghosts that were different shapes. So I added those as well, and it's got a bat shape. It's got some twigs, so you can see there's a banner element there as well that I used. So again, just playing around. The cemetery stones are made with grit paste, and then I used some Memento Black to kind of darken them up with a sponge dauber. There's a gate there in the back that came with dies that came with one of those sets. The ghosts are cut out of vellum, and then they're stuck onto the background with a piece of window sheet. I just went to Michael's and got some pieces that I used for my foliage there on the ground. They've got lots of different colors that I was kind of experimenting with that I glued to the back. And there, because it's laying down, I have a little piece of washi tape there to kind of prop it up. These are more what they call ideology. These again are from Tim Holtz. Let me move that out of there. And I used, he has what's called mummy cloth, which is nothing but like gauze. And I used mummy cloth and grit paste, and that shiny green is from our Stampin' Up! Sparkly paste. And I just kind of glued just to create some texture. And then he also has some ideology tapes with these words. And again, there's the bottom. It's my first effort, not the greatest looking, but just wanted to add some foam to give it like I said, just to give it a little bit more of a heavy base. But I think I like the look of this, so I think I'm gonna create another one. This one here, the sides are a much thinner cardstock. I used Tim Holtz mini lights. These are these pretty purple lights that can go inside the haunted house. The roof has to have a hole in it. You can see the hole. That way the lights can go all the way up into the tower, the mansard tower, and you can see them from the outside. I've created, I drew on vellum spider webs. There's a little cat there, and spider webs. I just wanted to have some fun with, and I love detail. That's supposed to be Dracula. He's supposed to be looking out through the corner. There's a little cat, and then more spider webs. So that's why I really didn't want to put this on the glue it down on my diorama, because I really just enjoyed kind of having fun with all the details. Again, I use basic black. I use some sponge dauber to kind of add some textures to the brick. This is the brick, as opposed to the other one is a stone. And I don't know if I used like fresh freesia to kind of give it like a pinky look. I was trying to come up with some different colors. Now this is the diorama. See, I have my washi paste there that was kind of holding it up. This is my diorama for this one. And I use, there's the cemetery. I have a bat, and there you can see where I've used the stencil in the back for the haunted forest. This side is a mistake. I didn't cut it tall enough. It should be about 8.5 inches. I built this base out of cardboard that comes with the with DSP, and I used lots of hot glue to make sure it's nice and steady. And then I used grit paste and crackle paste, just some things I found at the big box craft store, and some of those cool little tags. I used Memento Black and mixed it with the grit paste to create black, and kind of ran the mummy cloth through there to give it some texture. There's the fencing. Since it's open on the top, I kind of needed to have some kind of visual way that your eye stops. So I use these, they're like decals from Tim Holtz Ideology, and they have lots of different shapes. So I used the mallets there on the top to kind of create a visual stopping point. So for my arrangement. And you can see I use the fence. I have my ghosts coming out of my, kind of like that, they're coming out of the cemetery stones. I've created some texture. I have a resin pumpkin that I found that was on sale. It's another one of Tim Holtz's products, and I used a gel pen to create the eyes. I have a little bat, and there you go. Kind of a nice little set. I'm still perfecting it, still coming up with the way I want the arrangement to look, but I'm having fun while I'm doing it. And these are all items I got from the big box craft store. So, and I have to use my little washi tape there to kind of stand it up. So that is number 2, and I'm moving on to create number 1. I'll probably put these on my blog so you can see what they all look like, but they're all fun to do, especially if you enjoy doing kind of detailed crafting. So this is my favorite. It's a little busy, but I think it works. It's got the stone facade, the doors. You can see the wood. I used the wood embossing folder to create the texture on the doors, and it works well. I might have to find a better way to adhere the vellum so that it's not so obvious that it's on the window sheet. But I really like it. So thank you so much. This is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection, stampartconnection.com. You can use Stampin' Up! Products to create lots of fun crafting. It's all out there. It's a whole world of creativity. Thank you for letting me share what I was able to come up with. And please leave a comment. And as always, I appreciate it when you hit like and subscribe. So this is Kat Chancellor. Happy crafting.